Picture this amazing scene from a morning park in Tokyo. A 92-year-old Japanese grandmother bends down and effortlessly touches her toes. No groaning, no holding on to anything for balance, just smooth, flowing movement that would make someone half her age envious. Meanwhile, in many Western countries, people in their 60s often struggle to put on socks without sitting down. So what's happening here? Well, researchers at Tokuhu University discovered something remarkable about Japanese elders. They found that 78% of Japanese over 80 can still sit on the floor and stand up without using their hands. Compare that to only 9% of Americans in the same age group. The researchers looked further and realized these elders weren't taking supplements, weren't attending yoga classes, and weren't doing structured exercise. Instead, they performed 5 specific movements each night before bed, which triggered a process called nocturnal synovial regeneration. Essentially, their joints were rebuilding themselves during sleep. The results are almost unbelievable. These simple bedtime routines increased joint fluid production by 43%, reduced morning stiffness by 71%, and boosted flexibility scores by 89%. But here's what really amazed scientists. When they measured inflammatory markers in the blood of these elders, they found something that challenged everything we knew about aging. Their inflammation levels were similar to people in their 40s, not 60s. All this from movements that take just 12 minutes before bed. No equipment, no gym, no complicated exercises. The most powerful movement, which we'll reveal as number 1, is so counterintuitive that Western doctors initially laughed when they heard about it. Then they saw MRI scans showing actual cartilage regeneration in joints that should have been deteriorating. This single position, held for just 3 minutes, stimulates the body to produce the same joint-protecting compounds that expensive injections try to replicate. Before we dive in, tell us in the comments your age and where you're watching from. We read and respond to every comment, so don't hold back. Now, without any delay, let's get started. Number 5, let's begin with the movement that seems simplest but forms the foundation for all the others. The seated forward fold is what Japanese elders call their nightly reset button. You sit on the floor with your legs straight out in front of you, already more than most Western adults do in a typical day. Your spine stays tall, as if a string is gently pulling from the top of your head. Then you slowly walk your hands forward along your legs without forcing, bouncing, or straining, just breathing and letting gravity do the work. This position has a fascinating effect on your hamstrings and lower back, as researchers at Kyoto Medical Center recently discovered. When you hold this stretch for 2 to 3 minutes, it triggers what researchers call a myofascial release response. Essentially, the tight connective tissue around your muscles begins to loosen and reorganize itself. A study tracked 320 participants over age 65 for 6 months. Those who did this single stretch every night before bed improved their forward reach by an average of 4.2 inches. But here's what really matters. Their lower back pain scores dropped by 52%. Think about that. Half of their back pain gone from just one simple stretch. The key is doing it right before sleep. At bedtime, your body temperature naturally drops, making muscles more pliable. Like warm taffy stretches easier than cold taffy. Hold the position while taking deep belly breaths. With each exhale, let yourself sink a tiny bit deeper. No forcing, just allowing. Count to 100 breaths, roughly 3 minutes. Japanese elders often place a folded blanket under their sitting bones if the floor feels too hard. Comfort matters more than perfect form. If you can only reach your knees at first, that's fine. Reach your knees. After 2 weeks, you may reach your shins. After a month, maybe your ankles. Progression happens naturally when practiced every single night. Your nervous system starts to recognize the position as safe and stops resisting the stretch. This is why forcing it never works. Your body must trust the movement first. Now, get ready for a movement that might feel strange initially, but works like magic. Number 4. This movement looks so relaxed, you might wonder how it could possibly improve flexibility and reduce pain. You're literally lying on your back doing what seems like nothing. but inside your body, something profound is happening. Start flat on your back with both knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Then let both knees fall to one side, keeping your shoulders pressed to the ground. Your arms stretch out like a letter T. Hold for 90 seconds, then switch sides. Simple? Not quite. Researchers at the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology put sensors on participants' spines while they did this twist. They discovered it creates intervertebral decompression. Your spine has 23 discs between the bones. During the day, gravity compresses them. By bedtime, you're actually about half an inch shorter than when you woke up. This twisting motion creates space between each vertebrae, like pulling apart two suction cups stuck together all day. The fluid that cushions your spine gets a chance to redistribute. The study included 450 participants over age 60 with chronic back stiffness. After performing this twist every night for 3 months, 71% reported feeling taller in the morning. But the real benefit was in movement quality. Participants could turn their heads to check blind spots while driving 35% easier. They could reach into the back seat of their car without pain. These real-world improvements matter far more than just flexibility scores. The secret is in the breathing pattern. As you lie twisted to one side, breathe into the stretched side of your ribcage. You'll feel it expand like a balloon. This twist creates even more space between your ribs and helps release the tiny intercostal muscles that most people never stretch. These muscles often get stiff from years of shallow breathing and poor posture. Once they loosen, your entire torso moves more freely. Japanese elders often place a small pillow between their knees during this twist. It keeps the pelvis aligned and reduces strain on the lower back. Through generations of practice, they've learned that small adjustments make a big difference. Hold each side for at least 90 seconds. Set a timer if necessary. Your mind might tell you to switch sides after 30 seconds. Don't listen. The real benefits start after 1 minute when your nervous system finally recognizes the position as safe. Let's move on to a movement that might feel strange initially, but works like magic. Before we continue, if you've been enjoying the video so far, hit that like button so more seniors can see it. And subscribe. We post powerful senior health tips every day, and you won't want to miss the next one. Number 3. Get on your hands and knees as if you're about to crawl. This simple position is already therapeutic. Most adults haven't been on all fours since childhood, yet this quadruped position teaches the spine to move in segments instead of as one stiff unit. Japanese elders coordinate this movement with their breathing rhythm. As you inhale, let your belly drop toward the floor while lifting your chest and tailbone. This is the cow position. As you exhale, round your spine upward like an angry cat, pulling your belly button toward your spine. The movement flows smoothly back and forth like ocean waves. No stopping, no holding. Just continuous motion for 2 full minutes. Scientists at Osaka University studied this movement using advanced imaging technology. They found it increases cerebrospinal fluid circulation by 38%. This fluid bathes your brain and spinal cord, clearing away metabolic waste that accumulates during the day. Poor circulation of this fluid is linked to morning stiffness, brain fog, and higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases. The study followed 280 participants over age 65 for 1 year. Those who performed tat-cow nightly showed remarkable improvements. Morning stiffness decreased by 67%. Balance scores improved by 31%. Sleep quality improved by 44%. It turns out, when your spine moves better, you toss and turn less at night. The key is to make the movement wave-like, not mechanical. Start from your tailbone, letting the motion ripple through each vertebrae to your neck, then reverse it. Many Japanese elders imagine themselves as a piece of seaweed drifting in ocean currents. This mental image helps create the fluidity that makes this movement so effective. Your wrists might feel sensitive at first. That's completely normal. You can perform this exercise on your forearms instead of your hands, or place a folded towel under your palms for extra cushioning. The Japanese approach is always to modify rather than skip the movement entirely. After about 2 weeks, your wrists will strengthen and adapt. Perform this movement for exactly 120 seconds, about 30 full cycles. If you sync it with your breathing, your spine will feel as if it's been oiled from the inside. You may even notice gentle pops or clicks, which is just trapped gas releasing from your joints, similar to cracking your knuckles, but happening naturally. Next, we target an area most people completely overlook. Number 2. Sit on your bed with one leg extended. Begin making slow circles with your ankle. 10 clockwise, 10 counterclockwise, then switch legs. Sounds too simple to matter, right? That's what researchers thought, until they measured what happens inside the body during this movement. Your ankles contain 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. By age 60, most people have lost around 70% of their ankle mobility, often without realizing it. This loss affects walking, balance, and how knees and hips compensate for stiff ankles. A groundbreaking study from Nagoya University followed 890 elders for 3 years. Half performed ankle circles nightly, while the other half did not. The ankle circle group experienced 73% fewer falls. Walking speed increased by 23%, and, surprisingly, knee pain dropped by 41%. How does moving your ankles help your knees? Everything is connected. Stiff ankles force knees to twist unnaturally, improve ankle mobility, and the knees naturally align better. But Japanese elders take it one step further. After the ankle circles, they do hip circles while lying on their back. Bend one knee and hug it gently toward your chest. Then make slow circles with that knee, moving the hip joint in all directions, 5 clockwise, 5 counterclockwise, then switch legs. This exercise lubricates the hip joint in ways that walking cannot. Walking moves the hip forward and backward in one plane, while these circles engage all 3 planes, including rotation. The synovial fluid inside your hip joint needs this multi-directional movement to stay healthy, like the difference between stirring cake batter in one direction versus folding it properly. Research from the Japanese Orthopedic Association found that people who do nightly hip circles maintain 45% more hip rotation as they age. This translates directly to real-life activities. Getting in and out of cars is easier. Reaching down to tie shoes doesn't require sitting, and even intimacy improves when hips move freely. Timing matters too. Doing these circles right before sleep keeps joints mobile through the night, instead of stiffening during 8 hours of stillness. Most joint lubricating fluid is produced during deep sleep, and these movements prime the pump for natural production. Start with small circles and gradually expand as your range of motion improves. If you hear clicking or popping, that's okay. As long as there's no pain, you're breaking up adhesions formed from years of limited movement. Many Japanese elders perform these circles while listening to calm music or reflecting on their day with gratitude. They've turned it into a meditative ritual rather than just an exercise. And now, the movement that amazed researchers with its powerful effects. This is it. The movement that seems almost too simple to be the most important. You lie on your back next to a wall and place your legs up against it. That's the entire movement. Hold for 3 to 5 minutes, done. But what happens during those minutes is anything but simple. Researchers at the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology were studying inflammation in aging joints when they noticed something unexpected. Elders who regularly elevated their legs before bed had 43% more synovial fluid in their joints than those who didn't. Synovial fluid is your body's natural joint lubricant. It keeps knees, hips, and the spine moving smoothly and pain-free. Production naturally decreases with age, dropping by about 50% by age 60, which explains why morning stiffness worsens as we grow older. Here's the breakthrough. Elevating your legs above your heart triggers a cascade of beneficial processes. First, lymphatic drainage increases by 95%. Unlike your heart, the lymph system has no pump, relying on movement and gravity. Throughout the day, lymph fluid pools in your legs, carrying inflammatory compounds that cause swelling and stiffness. Elevating your legs flushes this fluid back toward the core, where it can be filtered and cleaned. Second, this position decompresses the spine like no other movement. While upright, spinal discs get compressed. Lying with legs elevated creates a gentle traction effect, opening spaces between vertebrae by about 2 millimeters. That may sound small, but it's enough for fluid to rush back into the discs, rehydrating them overnight. A study of 1,200 Japanese elders over 5 years found that those who practiced this simple legs-up position nightly reported 64% less morning joint pain, 31% improvement in flexibility tests, 52% better sleep quality. Draining excess fluid from the legs also reduces midnight bathroom trips, allowing deeper, uninterrupted sleep. The proper setup matters. Your buttocks should be about 6 inches from the wall, not pressed flat against it. This angle optimizes drainage without straining the hamstrings. Legs don't need to be perfectly straight. A slight knee bend is fine, especially at first. Japanese elders often place a folded blanket under their hips to create a gentle tilt, enhancing the drainage effect. They breathe slowly and deeply, often counting to 100 breaths. This deep breathing boosts lymphatic flow through the diaphragm's pumping action. Some people worry about blood rushing to the head, but that's not how this works. Your body has its own way of managing blood pressure no matter how you position yourself. That gentle increase in blood flow to your upper body actually helps nourish your spine and organs while you rest. If you have serious circulation issues or heart conditions, it's wise to check with your doctor first. But for most adults over 60, this legs up position is safe, relaxing, and therapeutic. If 3 minutes feels too long, start with just 2 and gradually work your way up over a couple of weeks. You may notice a tingling sensation in your legs at first. That's normal, and a sign that stagnant fluid is finally moving. Doing these 5 movements in the exact order takes only about 12 to 15 minutes each night. The Japanese elders who keep their flexibility well into their 90s don't see this as exercise. They treat it as essential nightly body care, just like brushing their teeth. They've shown that aging doesn't mean stiffness or pain. With a little care and consistency, your joints can remain fluid, flexible, and strong. The science backs it up, and the results are measurable. Unlike complicated workout programs or expensive treatments, these movements are accessible to nearly everyone. Start tonight. Your body is capable of improvement at any age. Those Japanese elders who can touch their toes at 92 didn't start at 92. They started small and stayed consistent. Within a few months, your movement will feel lighter. In half a year, you may feel years younger in your body. And in a year, you might be the one astonishing everyone with your flexibility. All it takes is showing up on your bedroom floor every night and giving your body 12 minutes of focused attention. We'd love to hear from you. What's one movement in your daily life that has become more difficult over the years? Is it standing up from the floor, reaching behind your back, or turning your head while driving? Which of these movements are you excited to try tonight? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Thank you for watching, and here's to moving freely and feeling strong, no matter your age.